So you think that the parties, once you've successfully been elected, your reckoning is you've almost got to earn the right to keep that seat. So you would have regular kind of sanity checks, making sure that you are the right person for that job within the party.
I wouldn't go as far as what you've said, though I don't particularly disagree with it. What I would say is, look, you know, you win your selection for one term of office and you have to fight it again. You know, Nigel has spent years in Parliament. He's a young lad, but he spends a few years there. But you know, you will know that there are old lags who've been there for 30 years on all sides of the divide who really don't achieve very much, but because they're in such ultra-safe seats, they're never going to be scrutinised.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you can have is if they do misbehave, you can have a recall. And a recall means that you need 10% of the electorate who would say that we'd like a by-election in that seat. So they're not, you know, they are scrutinised to an extent. And I think the problem here is that you do go through a proper process before you can become an MP, that they do go through your Twitter account, they give you the police checks, you need 3 references, and then you go through a pretty stiff selection board.
But you're on about the Tories. This isn't the same for Labour, or is it?
Well, it is. I mean,
it's quite similar.
It is broadly the same system across the board. The problem is when the system breaks down, and we've just seen that with Imran Ahmad Khan, who you've just mentioned, who's just been sentenced to 18 months, that his victim, a 15-year-old victim, wasn't 15 at the time, obviously, but he got in touch with the Tory Party and told them this man was not fit to be an MP because of what he had done to him. Now, what we don't know is what happened to it after that. He made the complaint, that seems to be accepted, but the Tory Party has no record of that complaint being made. Question is, why not? A serious complaint like that should go through into a procedure. It should be elevated really quickly to make sure that that is actually dealt with.
And sorry, just point of clarity. If I'm right in thinking, Nigel, the guy that's just been jailed, the cause for concern was actually reported to the police when it happened. I think it was about 2008. It progressed, but it was logged with the police. So actually, theoretically, that should have been quite an easy thing to sanity check.
Not at all.
Why?
Because if you do a basic criminal records, what they call a DBS check, developer, you know, vetting and barring. That's only going to show up spent and unspent convictions. It's not going to show up arrests. It's not going to show up juvenile convictions. It's not going to show up cautions. Now,
so that would have still slipped through the net.
But remember something else about it. The reason it doesn't show up, and there will be people watching this show who have been arrested and criminally investigated and not prosecuted, who will say, well, why the hell should I be barred from public office because I was investigated and then effectively exonerated from those allegations?
Interesting.